What time was that?
Around like 6,
7. Literally moves like somebody that's 6'1", 6'2", except he's 6'7".
Imagine being so famous as a teenager that Steph Curry is fielding press conference questions about your half-court heaves, your family's reality TV crew is camped out in the living room, and your dad is on national television declaring he could torch Michael Jordan one-on-one. That's the circus LaMelo Ball grew up in. Part basketball prodigy, part viral celebrity, part walking brand billboard. Yet somehow, behind the memes and $495 Big Baller brand sneakers, the kid kept stringing together jaw-dropping passes and deep-range splashes until the NBA couldn't ignore him. This is the story of how a Lamborghini-cruising high schooler morphed into a 6'7" point guard superstar who's now hoisting 30-footers with zero conscience and putting up numbers Charlotte hasn't seen since the Larry Johnson days. Before we play the rest of the video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe buttons before LeBron leaves the Lakers for another team. LaMelo's origin story starts before he could spell pick and roll. LeVar and Tina Ball, both former college hoopers, decided their 3 sons would be NBA material. No backup plans, no half measures. By 4, Melo was slinging a regulation-sized ball at a 10-foot rim. By 6, he was casually draining half-court shots. Because he lacked the upper body strength to shoot in normal form, he built a funky 2-hand push release that, while ugly to purists, let him fire from absurd distances long before elementary school math included decimals. LeVar's philosophy was simple: play up in age, never back down, compete at everything, from driveway horse to who could finish their homework fastest. Melo's childhood had the same pedagogical subtlety as a CrossFit boot camp, but it forged a fearless hoop junkie who viewed risk the way most kids view sour candy. That fearlessness hit the national stage at Chino Hills High. Picture a skinny 13-year-old, a 120-pound freshman starting alongside his older brothers on a varsity team that treated possessions like TikTok clips. Short, fast, and meant to go viral. With Lonzo running point, LiAngelo bombing away, and Melo greenlit to pull from the school parking lot, the Huskies rattled off a 35-0 season, averaged 122 points per 40 minutes, and blitzed opponents by nearly 30 a night. Their breakneck, run, gun, repeat offense felt like somebody spliced AAU highlights into a high school playbook. Not content, LeVar cooked up his own league, the JBA, a pay-to-play circuit where prospects wore BBB merch and earned a few grand a month. Competition hovered somewhere between Rec League and D2, but Melo's highlight reels, full-court dime lasers, behind-the-back transitions, 40-point triple-doubles kept ESPN's Instagram busy. Still, credibility matters. NBA scouts weren't flying to check out teenagers dunking on understaffed 19-year-olds in empty arenas. When the JBA folded, Melo sought normalcy, or the closest thing, at Spire Academy in Ohio. For 4 months, he torched prep defenses, wowed coaches with next-level vision, and mostly avoided diva behavior. But college eligibility was toast due to those Lithuanian paychecks. Draft night 2020 validated the gamble. The Charlotte Hornets snagged him 3rd overall, making Melo and Lonzo the first brothers ever drafted top 3. New owner Michael Jordan, yes, the same MJ LeVar claimed he could beat, now cut the checks. But opening night had haters frothing. 0 points on 0 for 5 shooting, 16 jittery minutes. Twitter called him a bust before midnight. Melo shrugged. 10 games later, he posted a 22, 12, and 11 triple-double, the youngest in league history at the time. By March, he was claiming Rookie of the Year with 15.7 points, 6.1 assists, and 5.9 rebounds, despite a pandemic offseason that canceled Summer League and slashed training camp to a glorified meet and greet. The kid learned NBA terminology on the fly, yet still threaded bounce passes through gaps only he saw. A real offseason unlocked the next level. Melo spent summer mornings pounding iron, afternoons hoisting 1,000 threes. The payoff? 20-plus points a night, 39% from deep, and his first All-Star nod in year 2. More impressive than raw numbers was the flair, push-ahead lobs in traffic, behind-the-back darts that landed exactly where shooters wanted, and logo threes that jolted sleepy Charlotte crowds out of their seats. Head coach James Borrego likened coaching Melo to Popovich wrangling Manu Ginobili. You accept a couple wild turnovers because the genius plays rip games open. Of course, every superhero origin has its kryptonite stretch. For Melo, it was ankles. Sprains, fractures, lingering pain that cost him 106 of 164 games across his 3rd and 4th seasons. Without him, the Hornets cratered, winning under 30% of their matchups. Doubters resurfaced, whispering the dreaded injury-prone label. Melo responded the only way he knows, by turning the dial to 11. Enter 2024-25. Fully healthy, he's jacking a league-leading 22.8 shots per game, bombing almost 12 threes nightly, and converting enough of them to average 27.3 points plus 7.2 assists. Some makes defy physics, off-balance, one-leg, wrong-foot floaters from 28 feet. Others are heat check pull-ups 8 seconds into the shot clock that would get most players benched. For Melo, they're green lights. Yet individual fireworks haven't dragged Charlotte into contention. Even with rookie sensation Brandon Miller beside him, the Hornets hover near the play-in bubble. Defense remains Melo's weakest link. Years of freelance systems left gaps in help-side IQ and consistency. Still, front offices value what's elite before fretting about what's fixable. And Melo's elite traits blink like neon. 6'7" size at point, a yo-yo handle, clairvoyant court vision, and endless swagger. Add improved rim finishing, drawing more contact, converting and ones, and his true shooting efficiency could leap. Toss in passable defense, and he's in the Luka, Shea, Trey conversation as an offensive engine who sets nightly league pass agendas.
What's wild is he's only 23.
At that age, Steve Nash was still figuring out Phoenix nightlife. Steph hadn't even dropped 54 in the Garden. Giannis was a skinny prospect learning English. Melo already owns an All-Star jersey, Rookie of the Year hardware, and a highlight reel that needs a Part 2 YouTube upload each season. The personality people once mistook for arrogance reads more like unshakable confidence mixed with an easygoing humor. He still laughs during interviews like a kid who can't believe he gets paid millions to hoop. Credit, oddly, must boomerang back to his dad LeVar. Yeah, the brash proclamations, media feuds, and questionable business moves sparked eye rolls from half the basketball world. But strip away the theatrics, and you'll find two top-tier NBA point guards raised to dream big, play free, and work their you-know-whats off. LeVar's no plan B mantra looks less delusional now that his youngest son is dropping mere 30 a night with stepbacks, and his eldest has morphed into the league's premier connective playmaker in Cleveland. The blueprint, skip traditional paths, chase reps, live in the gym, was messy, sometimes reckless, definitely hilarious, but ultimately effective. So where does the Melo show go next? Short term, he needs a fully healthy 82-game campaign to quiet the ankle chatter and build chemistry with Miller. Long term, he'll chase deeper playoff runs, perhaps in Charlotte if management surrounds him with rim protection and corner snipers, or elsewhere if patience wears thin. He'll refine that release, lifting it higher, tightening the dip because great ones evolve. He'll learn when to hit the brakes on wild step backs and when to sling that signature one-hand dart into a cutting big. And if he ever embraces defensive grit the way he embraces tunnel walk fits, we may be looking at the league's next must-see MVP candidate. Tune in when he nutmegs a defender at half court, when he banks a three while laughing at the bench, when a one-handed laser threads two defenders like it's film edited. Because LaMelo Ball isn't just the kid who once scored 92, or the teen who wore his own sneaker in class, or the brother who dipped to Lithuania for content. He's the present and future of NBA Showtime, proof that creativity survives chaos, and living evidence that sometimes the wildest routes produce the most mesmerizing destinations. Grab your popcorn, actually grab your phone, because the next clip is probably dropping in your feed before you finish this sentence, and it'll have Melo's fingerprints all over it. Until next time, this is Court Vision Hoopin'.